February, March 2026. During our travels across Nepal, one thing we noticed again and again was how important potatoes are in daily life. Potatoes are probably one of the most commonly eaten vegetables in the country. They grow easily across all the regions of Nepal and are used in countless meals every single day. But at the same time, we also noticed something interesting. Most villagers usually grow and eat only one type of potato. That made us think maybe introducing different varieties of potatoes to remote villages could actually be very helpful, not only for farming but also for nutrition and overall health. Different potato varieties contain different nutrients, and we felt that even a small change like this could slowly help improve diets in mountain communities. So, while searching for new potato varieties, we visited the Vegetable Research Center in Kathmandu. When we reached there and asked about the Potato Research Department, we found out that it was actually located at another center nearby. The staff kindly guided us to the correct location where potato research and development work is carried out. There, we met the chief researcher and scientist, Mr. Yuvraj Bhusal. Honestly, meeting Mr. Yuvraj was a very beautiful experience. We ended up talking with him for almost 2 hours. Again and again, we kept thanking him for giving us so much of his valuable time. One thing we truly love about Nepal is the warmth and openness of the people here. Unlike the rushed and fast-paced lifestyle in places like India, people in Nepal usually take time for others. People listen patiently, they speak calmly, and they make you feel valued. We genuinely love that feeling. We shared our idea with Mr. Yuvraj about introducing new, protein-rich potato varieties into the far western mountain regions of Nepal. We asked him many questions about potatoes, nutrition, farming, and cultivation methods, and we learned many interesting things. One of the first things we asked him about was bringing potato varieties from Peru in South America. Mr. Yuvraj explained that their institution already imports and studies different potato varieties from Peru. However, he also explained that introducing foreign varieties into a country is a very sensitive process. All legal documents and certifications must be properly completed. Every variety has to be tested carefully for viruses and diseases before distribution. Sometimes, travelers or farmers secretly try to bring seeds in small quantities inside bags, but that can be risky and unsafe. Listening to all this made us realize how much scientific effort and responsibility goes into agriculture. We then asked him whether different colors and shapes of potatoes also have different nutritional value. He replied with a big yes. Different pigments inside potatoes are connected to different nutrients and health benefits, but he especially emphasized one very important thing. The way potatoes are cooked also matters a lot. Instead of peeling potatoes deeply with a knife before cooking, it is much better to wash them properly, boil them first, and then remove only the thin outer skin afterward. He explained that a large amount of nutrients are actually present close to the skin of the potato. So, when people completely peel potatoes before boiling them, both nutrition and taste get reduced. We also asked him how long potatoes usually take to grow and whether growing time changes depending on altitude. He explained that altitude makes a very big difference. In high Himalayan regions, potatoes can take around 4 to 5 months to fully mature, and interestingly, slowly grown potatoes often taste much better. Because they remain under natural conditions for a longer period, their flavor becomes richer and more developed. After this discussion, we asked him whether he could support our work in some way. Happily, he replied, "Of course, this institution itself works to provide high-quality potato varieties across the country." He also showed interest in collaborating on future potato and sweet potato research projects in mountain regions. Most importantly, he agreed to provide us with different potato and sweet potato tubers for plantation during the coming season. All of these varieties had already been tested and made virus-free. He also mentioned that, if possible, they would even try to send agricultural experts in the future to help local villagers learn proper plantation and care methods. After that, our discussion shifted toward health habits in mountain communities. Mr. Yuvraj mentioned something very interesting. He said that Buddhist communities living closer to Tibet often appear healthier and physically stronger, partly because they consume a lot of liquids throughout the day, especially Tibetan tea and other warm drinks. But in many mid-hill regions of far western Nepal, people often do not drink enough water. Most villagers remain busy working all day long and usually drink water only whenever they happen to pass near a spring or water source. As a result, overall health conditions can become very poor. At that very moment, we decided that alongside agriculture, we should also try to spread awareness about hydration and nutrition in villages. At the same time, we also want to encourage people not to completely peel potatoes before cooking them, so that important nutrients can be preserved. Last week of February 2026, Senior Agriculture Scientist Mr. Yuvraj Busal sent us 48 kilograms of new and improved potato tubers from Kathmandu. He carefully arranged transportation through a local bus service and thoughtfully packed the tubers inside a breathable jute sack with an additional outer covering so they would remain fresh and properly ventilated during the journey. Thankfully, the shipment arrived safely and all the tubers were in excellent condition. This variety is called Himalayan 1B53. According to Mr. Yuvraj Busal, these are some of its characteristics. On paper and based on Mr. Yuvraj's description, this variety looked very promising and nutritionally beneficial. After that, we opened the sack and carefully divided the tubers into smaller packets for different mountain regions. We prepared 6 separate packets, each containing 8 kilograms of tubers. We believe that planting these potatoes across different altitudes and terrains will help us better understand where they grow best and which environments produce the tastiest potatoes that villagers appreciate the most. March 2026, we officially started the plantation process. Joru area, Swami Kartik Khappar Rural Municipality, Bajura. The roads leading toward the village were extremely rough, stiff and difficult. As we kept climbing higher into the mountains, the motorcycle gradually started losing power. Then suddenly, while riding uphill on the rocky dirt road, the bike completely stopped moving forward. Later, we discovered that the clutch plate had worn out. We waited there for almost 1.5 hours before a mechanic finally arrived. He replaced the clutch plate and added fresh engine oil. After that, we continued the journey. This is the area we selected for planting the potatoes. The villagers were genuinely excited to plant these new health beneficial potato varieties. Almost every person we met along the way asked us for 1 or 2 kilograms of seed tubers. Since these crops would eventually become part of people's meals and daily life, everyone wanted to contribute their effort and hard work. For now, we explained that the quantity was limited because we needed to plant the tubers across multiple mountain regions for testing. But we also assured them if everything goes well, our plan is to multiply these seeds further and distribute them more widely among villagers in the future. People especially love the taste of fruits and vegetables grown in higher mountain regions. In these areas, villagers also have small seasonal houses called got where they stay for a few months each year while working in the highlands. These houses are usually very small and simple. We handed over the tubers to the residents of this highland area and they were overjoyed. However, they advised us to wait a few more days before planting because the soil was extremely dry due to lack of rainfall. They explained that planting in such dry conditions would not give good results. Thankfully, after a few days, it finally rained. Everyone became very happy. Soon afterward, the villagers cut the tubers into smaller sections using their traditional knowledge and prepared the land using oxen and wooden plows. Then the plantation process finally began. Watching the villagers plant the tubers with hope and excitement was honestly a deeply satisfying moment for us. We advised them to take good care of the crop and not to harvest it before at least 120 days, since the main goal right now is to produce a larger quantity of healthy seed tubers for future plantation. We are all very hopeful about the results. The second place where we planted potatoes was Jera, in Swami Kartik Khappar Rural Municipality. Before heading toward the fields, the villagers kindly served us chapati, vegetables and fresh milk. The food was simple but absolutely delicious. People here also keep donkeys, which they use to transport goods through the mountains. After that, we started moving toward the plantation site, which was located on top of a nearby hill. Walking there would normally take around 3 hours. However, because there was an unpaved motor road for part of the journey, we decided to travel as far as possible by motorcycle. Eventually, the road ended. We parked our motorcycle and started walking uphill. Along the road, there was also a natural spring, and honestly, the water tasted incredibly fresh and delicious. During the walk, we had many conversations with the villagers. We learned that people here had previously produced potato seeds from the M33 potato variety. This was a very encouraging sign because it showed that the villagers already understood how to multiply potato tubers and distribute them throughout the community. During the hike, we also met a shepherd living in the high pasture lands with his sheep and goats. The warmth with which villagers greet each other in these mountains is truly beautiful. After around 35 minutes of uphill trekking, we finally reached the location. These small seasonal houses are where villagers stay for a few months each year while working in the highlands. First, we opened the sack and the villagers immediately appreciated the uniform shape and quality of the potatoes. Then the field was plowed in preparation for planting. After that, we began cutting the tubers. The villagers decided to cut each potato into only 2 pieces because the soil had limited moisture. They explained that keeping larger sections would improve the chances of successful growth. Then the plantation started. We carefully spaced the tubers apart so each plant would have enough room to grow properly. After planting the rows, we covered everything gently with soil. Over the coming weeks and months, the villagers will continue taking care of the fields and removing weeds multiple times. We also saw leafy greens called goose food, locally known as pathua sag. Villagers collect these greens and prepare many delicious traditional dishes from them. Manikata village, Jagannath Rural Municipality. Before plowing the fields, the villagers lightly moistened the soil to reduce dust. Then they carefully cut the potato tubers into smaller planting sections. Soon many villagers gathered around, curious and excited to see these new potato varieties. Shortly afterward, the plantation work began. While one person continued plowing the fields, another followed behind, carefully planting the tubers into the soil. Everyone seemed hopeful and excited about the results. Tharikada village, Jagannath Rural Municipality. The villagers arrived with their oxen and traditional wooden plows to prepare the land. Because the soil here contained good moisture, the tubers were cut into many smaller pieces before plantation. Many villagers gathered to see the new tubers. The people here are simple, hardworking, and incredibly warm-hearted. The children were especially excited and followed us around the entire time. It was honestly a very joyful experience. Rumdi village, Himalayan Rural Municipality. At this location, we divided the potato tubers into 3 separate plantation sections because many villagers showed strong interest in participating. First location. Rumdi is located in a very remote mountain region where the entire village is spread across steep hillsides. Plantation process. Second location in Rumdi village. The villagers here were extremely enthusiastic. We first cleared and prepared the field manually by hand. Then the women carefully cut the potato tubers into smaller sections. Dressed in a traditional mountain clothing, the women carried a very natural and graceful beauty. After that, we planted the tubers together. Third location in Rumdi village. We reached this location slightly late in the evening, but despite that, the villagers were still eager and excited to begin plantation immediately. Many people gathered at the field. First, we prepared the land. Then we proceeded with planting the tubers. This field is located very close to a water source, and because of that, the villagers are very hopeful for excellent results. The final location where we planted the potato tubers was Tukot, located in Swamikati Khapparpura municipality. First, the villagers cut the tubers into planting sections. Then, while plowing the field, plantation was carried out simultaneously. The villagers were highly enthusiastic and full of excitement throughout the process. With this, the plantation of 48 kilograms of potato tubers has now been completed across 6 mountain sections of far western Nepal. Now begins the most important phase: waiting, caring for the fields, and watching how these new varieties adapt to the mountains. We're deeply hopeful for very positive results, and if everything goes well, this small beginning may slowly grow into something much bigger for the villages in the future.